Good morning. I saw something that's very interesting on this steel sleeve cylinder I'd like to talk to you guys about, or guy about, whoever. Steel sleeves, I don't normally do China dolls anymore, but I'm just fascinated because I have these lying around, and what I didn't like about these in a China doll is they don't fit to let the reed open completely. So I'd have to open up the cylinder there and there just to get it to open halfway. Put this one on the steel, and I believe with this, it opens completely. I mean, this is finally usable with this style intake. You go with this style intake, and this reed is going to work a lot better than it does in a regular China doll head, because the intake is way too small and the reeds won't open up completely. Somebody I was reading on Facebook was saying they didn't know how to detect a hole, or they installed it. Really easy to detect a hole blown. So the more that lets back, the shittier your reed is. The better it closes off, the better the reed is. It's real easy to tell a good reed and a bad reed. A bad reed you can suck and it doesn't hold nothing back. It's like, I'm just going to be there to block fuel. I'm not even going to stop it from flowing back into your carburetor. I'm just going to stop the flow from flowing. I'm going to take the flow down 3/4 or a half. But I'm not a big fan of this reed. But on this, that very, very feasible and would work a lot better than a China doll. Steel line. Get these from Ryan Darcy. I'll put up a link later today of his page, of his web page where he sells them, and he also sells these billet cases right here. I buy them blank because I like to finish them to do the chainsaw head, and he gives me a deal on them. But he also does these 4 China dolls, and he does the reed case placement and all that. He sends me to him blank so I can decide whether I want the reed, because I haven't done a reed case yet, to be honest with you. But I have my opinions already on reed cases about the goods, the bads, and the uglies. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Because there's good, bad, and uglies about a reed case. But let's start it. What the heck? Okay. This right here is going to be for a 660. The first thing I want to do is find my center. So do the old 4 corners. This better be a good square, right? If this box is perfectly square, you could do this. If it's a rectangle, it never works. And then look at it, make sure it's pointing to all 4 corners. Next step is, sorry, my phone, oh my computer. My next step, let me tip you up so I can see you. Next step is to find center. I found center. Let's take the piston that goes on, 56mm piston, plop it down there, put it on our center mark. The piston has 2 castings that help with the center. And then over here, these 2 right here, let's get a center mark onto the case. 8, so 4 is our center. And over here. If you have any questions, I'm here. If not, I'll just be working. 4 is here. Okay. Now, I was noticing that the metal is thinner. Got a good, strong area right here. That is solid. Very, very solid on the back. The front's nice and solid. This one is a good inch. So that's going to be good placement. I want to make sure my rod's going to be centered. So I'm thinking I want to go just a hair higher, because that looks like it can go further. You want to make all your choices about drilling and cutting holes before you start. You want to look at everything before you start cutting a hole. Okay. I think where my transfer is pretty much dead center. I want to double check that. Or I'm going to put the transfer wherever the heck I want it, which would be cool. 21. I thought so. Okay. This is shorter than the back by a millimeter. So, if anything, I want to ship it forward. So, I will measure here to here. And measure here to here. We got a little bit over, we got 14 millimeters that way. And we get about 7 there, so we want to move it about 3.5 millimeters that way. 3 millimeters forward. There we go, like that. Push some buttons. How am I going to cut that? I'm thinking I'm going to use a CNC cutting bit and load it on my either die grinder, or I'm going to load it onto my Shopsmith Mark V. One of those to cut it. That's what I do in the mornings. I think, geez, I think I should figure out what I'm going to build today. Okay. So on that one, cutting a hole. On the TS400, go. Established that I've got no crosstalk. I've established that twin gauge copper is not going to lift it high enough, and I established that I think I don't want to go any deeper with my squish, because I'm pretty close to the ring of death there.